In the last video we visited Justin Martyr, one of the early church fathers, and his dialogue with Trypho the Jew. In that video we saw Justin Martyr defend the position that in the Old Testament there is more than one person with the name Yahweh. In this video we will see him finish this argument. I also include an Old Testament text that establishes this view without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, in our last video we talked about Justin Martyr's dialogue with Trypho the Jew concerning Genesis 18, and now we're going to do the second part of that. And if you remember, the last verse we did was Genesis 19:24, which is this verse. Then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And I included the Hebrew here again, but we're going to do, I'll show you Hebrew interlinear down here in a minute. Okay, just to make sure there's no misunderstandings concerning this verse, let us turn to Amos 4:11. And you can read this in your own Bibles, the whole context for this statement. But the Lord is speaking condemnation against Israel in these verses. Anyways, he says in Amos 4:11, I overthrew you as God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and you are like a firebrand snatched from a blaze, yet you have not returned to me, declares the Lord. So the point here is, while it's still fresh in our memory, exactly which God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That's right, the Lord. So here in Amos we see God talking about what God did, but the key point here is that they both share the same name, namely Jehovah or Yahweh. Here's an Hebrew-English interlinear to show what I mean. Let me scroll down. Okay, that's selected for some reason. Okay, and Yod Adonai caused to rain, or made to rain upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah sulfur. Sorry, this was kind of hard to copy. And fire from with Yahweh from the heaven. So we see here that Yahweh causes to rain from with Yahweh from the heaven. And as I said in the previous video, if the writer wanted to maintain only one person here, he could have done so in a lot better manner, or an easier manner. But as we'll see as we look throughout the Old Testament, that there is more than one person who is named Yahweh, and the angel of the Lord is named Yahweh, as we've seen and will see even more. Actually, we're just starting. This is just the preparatory phase for a full-blown exposition on who the angel of the Lord is. Okay, so anyways, now we're going to continue with Justin Martyr's dialogue with Trypho the Jew. You must surely know, I went on, the following quotation from Scripture. And the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh, saying, will I, who am old, indeed bear a child? Is there anything impossible to God? According to appointment, I will return to you in due season, and Sarah will have a son. That's in Genesis 18:13-14. And a little later, and the men rose up from thence, and turned their eyes toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and Abraham walked with them, bringing them on the way. And the Lord said, I will not hide from Abraham my servant what I am doing. And again, soon after, it is written, and the Lord said, the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is multiplied, and their sin is become exceedingly grievous. I will go down and see whether they have done according to the cry that has come to me, or whether it be not so, that I may know. And they turned themselves from there and went their way to Sodom. But Abraham still stood before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, will you destroy the just with the wicked? And so forth. For I don't deem it necessary to repeat the words I've already written, but only those which really clinched my argument with Trypho and his friends. Thus I passed over to the following words of Scripture. And the Lord departed after he had left speaking to Abraham. And Abraham returned to his place, and 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom. And so on until, but the men put forth their hands and drew Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And then the following words occur. And the angels took his hand and the hand of his wife and of his daughters, because the Lord spared him. And it came to pass, when they had brought them out of the city, they said, Save your life. Do not look back, nor stay in all the country about, but save yourself from the mountain, lest you also be consumed. But Lot said to them, I beseech you, my Lord, because your servant has found grace before you, and you have magnified your mercy, which you have shown to me in saving my life. But I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil seize me and I die. Behold, there is a city here at hand to which I may flee, and it is little. There I will be safe, since it is little, and my soul will live. And he said to him, Behold, also in this I have heard your prayers, not to destroy the city for which you have spoken. Make haste and be saved there, because I cannot do anything to you till you go into there. Therefore he called that city Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth, and Lot entered into Zoar. And the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he destroyed those cities and all the country about. And that's a portion of the, that's one of the verses I talked about at the beginning of this video, where it shows the Lord causing it to rain fire and brimstone, and the action is from the Lord in heaven. At this point, I asked, do you not see, my friends, that one of the 3 who is both God and Lord and ministers to him who is in heaven is Lord of the 2 angels? When they went on to Sodom, he stayed behind and talked with Abraham, as Moses testified. Then he went his way after his conversation, and Abraham returned to his place. And when he came to Sodom, it was no longer the 2 angels, but he himself who talked with Lot, as is evident from the Scriptures. He indeed is the Lord, who is commissioned by the Lord in heaven, that is, the Creator of all things, to inflict those dreadful punishments upon Sodom and Gomorrah, which are described in the Scriptures in this fashion. The Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And let me make a comment here. And the Lord here is not some general, when he talks about the angel being Lord, he's referring to the angel being Lord in the sense of Yahweh, which is capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D, which you do not see here in this translation. Okay, continuing. I hope it is beginning to dawn. This is my comment. I hope it is beginning to dawn on those who believe that the Trinity is a pagan concept. There is ample witness in the Old Testament that there is more than one person who is called Yahweh. We have not yet demonstrated that this second person is Jesus the Christ. This we will do in upcoming videos before we venture into the New Testament text. In fact, we don't even need to go to the New Testament to prove the divinity of Christ. It only makes, and why we're doing this is because it only makes sense to fully understand what Philip told his brother in the Gospel of John in 1:45. This is because the Old Testament formed the disciples' understanding of the Messiah. And here's what Philip said. Again, and I think I put this in the first video. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, We have found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Okay, so before we approach this from the New Testament and from the Jehovah's Witnesses' views, it's necessary, I think, to form a firm foundation which was the same foundation that Philip and the Jews of the New Testament times had about the Messiah from Moses and the law and the prophets. So that's what we're trying to do here. In future videos, we'll start comparing the Jehovah's Witness views with the views that we're taking in these videos, but that will be at a later time. Okay, I'll see you on the next video.